Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at dictionaries in Python. So in Python, dictionaries are a variable type that store multiple key and value pairs. So these pairs are specifically in the order of key, as you can see here, and value. So the key comes first and then the value. When you create a dictionary, always remember to have your opening and closing curly brackets. This is important so that you don't get any syntax errors. So let's look at an example of a dictionary that we have here. So if you look at the keys and their values, we can see that this dictionary is describing the traits of someone named Mark. We can see that this dictionary has a name key with the value Mark and an age key with the value 25 and a pet key with the value hamster. Now, notice that the dictionary values themselves can be any type of variable, while the keys must always be strings. And so let's go ahead and print out this dictionary. As you can see here, we get a very similar looking output to our initial dictionary declaration. So this is what happens when you print a dictionary. Now let's go over some important methods that you should know for dictionaries, just in general. The first one is the type method. So when you print out the type method of a dictionary, you'll be able to see that the output looks something like this. So as you can see, it says class dict. The reason why it says this is because it's saying the class of this object is a dictionary type. So that's pretty straightforward. Another important method that you need to know is the len method. This is common in other variable types as well. This will print out the length of your dictionary. So it says 3 here. The reason it says 3 is because we have 3 pairs of key and value pairs. So we have 3 sets of pairs. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, in order to get the keys from a dictionary, you can either get a list of the keys and save it to a variable. If you don't know what a list is, make sure to watch the video on lists, also on our channel. So if we wanted to store all of the values into a list, we would just do, I'm going to just say x here for now, or I'll keep that, but I'll just say x for our variable name and say equals dictionary1, which is the name of our dictionary, dot values. So the dot values method is just the method we use to obtain all the values of this dictionary. Remember, the values are the ones on the right side, and this is the variable that we are storing the values into. Now, just a quick reminder about syntax when declaring a dictionary is you want to have your key on the left hand side, obviously, your value on the right hand, and each time you enter a new value you want to put a comma. So if you have played around with CSS before, you'll know that this is similar to a CSS style sheet. So going back to the values, if we have x equals dictionary1.values, this is just basically storing all the values. And we can actually print this out as well. So if you do print x, obviously we can see that the values of this dictionary are Mark, 25, and hamster. They're the same things that we see here. Okay, so now let's say that you only want to get a single value corresponding to one key. The method you would use for this is the get method. So we can just print out a value of a random key. So let's say I want to get the value of the pet, or actually the age key. Then I would just say dictionary1.get age. And if we look, this will print out 25 because the value of age is 25. So pretty straightforward. We can also save this to a variable like before. And moving on, if we want to get all of the items in a dictionary, then we'll just use the items method. So if we just print that out, dictionary1.items, then this will print out all of the items in the dictionary. And what I mean by items is the pairs. So it'll print out the pairs as tuples. Tuples are a different type of variable, which were also explained in a different video. So it'll give the pairs as tuples and print out each pair. So that's the items method. Now let's say that we want to update our dictionary. Let's say that we want to add a pair. All we have to do is use the built-in dictionary update method. So we'll say dictionary1.update, and then we'll put our curly brackets in here. Then we'll have our key. Let's say the key is hometown. We'll put a colon and then the value. Let's say that his hometown is Los Angeles. Now if we print out the items after updating it, we'll see that it's updated. And now we have another pair, hometown, which is set to Los Angeles. So this is just updating in dictionaries. Now, the way that this method works is if the key hometown exists, then we'll switch the current value of hometown to our new value. If the key doesn't exist, like in this case, we'll create a new key with the new value. Now, another important thing to note is that dictionaries cannot have two items with the same key. In this case, the key hometown doesn't exist, so we'll just make a new key and value. Now, there are a couple ways to remove items and keys in a dictionary. So the method popItem will just remove the most recently inserted item. So let's just pair these statements together so that we don't get confused. Let's say that I do dictionary1.popItem, and this method doesn't have anything inside of the parentheses. It is of void type. So obviously we're not seeing any change in the console because we haven't printed it out yet. But if we were to print out dictionary1.items, we'll see that even though we added hometown, the popItem method just deleted the most recently added pair. So now it's just back to how it was, right? We deleted that pair. And then for just the tutorial's sake, let's just keep the hometown pair. And there is another way of deleting keys and pairs. So there is a Dell method, and what the Dell method does, Dell is short for delete. What the Dell method will do is it'll delete the specific item with its key. So if we want to remove the hometown pair, we can just say Dell dictionary1, and then we'll access the key. And so let's say we want to access the hometown key, right? This will delete the corresponding value. So let's go ahead and print that out. Now if we look, once again, this is doing basically the same thing, just in a different method, right? Remember that the popItem method just deletes the most recently added pair regardless of what it is. The Dell method has a little bit of more precision, and it can delete any pair that it wants. For example, let's say we want to delete the name key along with its value. As you can see, and as expected, the name key is now gone, but everything remains intact. So pretty straightforward. Okay. And there is another way of using this Dell method. So not only can it delete specific keys and values, it can actually just delete the entire dictionary. So this will give us an error, but if I say Dell Dictionary 1, it'll just delete the whole thing like it was never there. So we can see here we have a name error, name dictionary 1 is not defined. We're getting this error because it just deleted dictionary 1, so it doesn't exist. Right? However, let's say that we don't want to necessarily delete the whole thing. We just want to clear all the values in dictionary 1. There is a method for this and it's called clear. So if we say dictionary1.clear, instead of deleting the thing itself, it'll just wipe it. So this is dictionary now. Dictionary 1. This is dictionary 1 now. There's no values inside. It's just empty. And second to last, if we want to loop through a dictionary, we'll just use a regular old for loop. So let's go ahead and do that, but let's not clear it. So for x in dictionary 1. Now, if we only want to print out the keys, all we have to do is just print x. And this will print out all the key names. So we have name, age, pet, and hometown. Now let's say that we want to print out all the values. Then we'll just say dictionary 1 of x, print that out, and it'll print out all of the values. Now if we want to print out both of them at the same time, we'll have two variables and then say dictionary1.items and then print out x and y. So this will print out the values and their corresponding keys at the same time. Now let's say that we want to copy a dictionary into another dictionary. Let's say that we have a variable dictionary that's named dictionary2. Now, in order to set dictionary2 equal to a copy of dictionary1, we'll just use the copy method and say dictionary2.copy. And now dictionary2 will be a copy of dictionary1. So if we print that out, then we'll see that it's the exact same as dictionary1. So that's it for the basics of Python dictionaries, and thank you for watching.